Today, we're talking best icon wingers in FIFA 22. Beautiful people, what's happening? My name is LaBelle. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Yesterday, the voice was damaged. We're making a resurgence, a return.
But if you feel that raspiness,
that is my disclaimer. And I'm wearing a beanie inside. If you want more icon focus, and I'm ready to start pushing out tutorials, like this video, tells me to run that up ASAP. Also, what heroes and what icon foot items are we missing? Which players? I think I'm gonna put together some suggestions. Will EA see these suggestions? That's a different debate, but I want the community's opinion. As per usual, we have criteria, and it's important that you understand that criteria. We're looking at available icons. That means they're already in the game, so we're excluding primes. Winger, default position, left wing or right wing, one version of a player, and this is performance based. When we're looking at the best, I'm not looking at price points. At least not in terms of how I'm going to rank the players. I just want the output, the final delivery, the end product. Let's begin. Makaleli. And you might say, Mike, how can you include him as a winger? I'm not saying you should play him there in game, but I have incorporated this man into multiple weekend leagues. You're getting yourself a faster Conte with better links if you need someone that's out wide, because of course an icon's gonna bring together this squad. Full chemistry. Even if you started him off as a center mid and he was off chem, that still works. He's a professional, brings together the collective, has a bigger body type than Conte. And I know this is a little bit of a compare and a contrast, but how can we not? They're both French. They share in similar statistics and roles that you would have in your starting 11. And the price for Makaleli's under 200,000 coins. It's not bad. Offensively, I feel he's a little more gifted, progresses the attack, pushes that agenda, shows up for the calendar invite at least 10 minutes early. That's going to be a reference for all of you that are taking Zoom meetings, especially over this pandemic period. I feel that he still deserves a mention. That's why I've got him here. Makaleli often gets overlooked or not really discussed because of the position shift, but he fits into the criteria. Figo, maybe you expected him to be higher. In my opinion, based on the rating and the statistical allocation, something is missing. He just doesn't have the juice. You've got Santa, but you got no reindeer. You've got cookies, but you're missing the milk. You got Batman, but no Gotham. You thought I was gonna say Robin, huh? We throw you for a curveball on the channel. But that's how I feel. And it's been like this consistently every single year. I try out Figo, I re-up, I go through the stat sheet. I say maybe this is gonna be the year. And he always lets me down for my own personal expectation. Is he good? Yes. But is he next level? Is he the highest tier? Are you receiving the real deal Holyfield in terms of those stats? At least the paper stats. That's where I think there's some fraudulent activity for whatever reason. David Beckham. You might not have expected him to make it into this list, but he's got the 7-trait transition. It starts getting more noticeable. His passing is beyond precise. The through balls, the connection, and play him as a center mid. If that wasn't clear cut, don't play him out wide, or I wouldn't recommend playing him out wide unless you've got some sort of unique setup or a way of building the play. But I will say this, I have gone up against a few David Beckhams that are playing as the wing, maybe in a 4-4-2, and he's just zooming in those low driven passes or looking for those through balls to the strikers. So there's still maybe a role in that capacity, but I prefer him as a center mid or a holding mid, and I think that's where the majority of you will get the maximum output from David Beckham. Then I mentioned his passing, just different wavelengths. Also, ball control is super noticeable. It's clean, it's crispy. He never gets tired, and he scores goals. If you can put him into a position, there's so much movement when Beckham unleashes some sort of finesse shot, undeniable. JJ, this is the situation, this is a scenario. I love him, but only for 65 minutes or as a super sub if that is in the budgets for you. He'd be an expensive super sub for that role. There's so many options that are 10, 20,000 coins or less that are going to end up being superb or sublime, and as we get more SBCs, maybe they don't make the starting 11, but they end up being the first guy off the bench. It's a common theme that we've seen throughout the franchise. But JJ is skillful, technical, precise, complicated, expressive. He's a difference maker. And for many of you watching, you might be down to slide him into the lineup even if it means he has to be subbed out sometime after half. We're already starting to make that move. especially with offensive players. If you're looking at your wingers or your strikers, you're often doing some sort of flip, some sort of exchange in that second half. But it has to be said, it will be mandatory with JJ if you want to get results, or if you want to have the best version of him, because he's going to tailor off. Overmars, still to this day, overlooked, underrated, needs more public appreciation, and it really just comes down to the fact that he's not a hyped icon. It's not ability based. This is a good example of a better quality product, but with less of a name. Consistent, reliable, runs down the wings, can be your one-man outlet. The pace is real, the finishing, good to go, to passing. Obviously, he's equal-footed with the 5-star weak foot. All of this is legitimate. And I can just leave it here. And I keep mentioning Overmars, and I'm gonna keep giving him that credit. One of my favorite icons, Nedved. And I've got the 86 on screen to go with the 86 on screen as well. This is preference based, and I might have a bias I really relate to and gravitate towards the 86, but it's mainly because we've had so many campaigns together, and I'm okay admitting that on camera. We've played so many matches over so many different years, and he's always been one of my first icon pickups every single installment. And because of this relationship, this history, I have a little bit of a bias where I always lean on the 86, but they're similar in terms of the output, what you're buying into. The price points do differ, not significantly, but there's definitely some movement between the two of them. But either way, pick a Nedved. I got him at number 5. I think that's a fair placement overall for Nedved, and I love the 86, I love the 89. Henry, can we just do a remake or a redo with Henry? It's not that he's not good. In fact, number 4, great placement. But Henry should be one of the best players in FIFA every single year, and he really never has been that. There might have been that one season, FIFA 17, where he was using the competitive scene, if you look at the highest rated Henry. But for expectation, and that's important to make sure that's clear, our community expects Henry to be in a tier that is shared by the highest level of producers, the number 1 consumer, and he's just not that because of some of the turning. I will say with this version of Henry in particular, and any of the releases or the drops, his finesse shot and that being a part of FIFA 22 gameplay heavily, pretty nasty. When you're looking at movement, dip, comfort, positioning, the way he opens up his body, I just think I speak for the majority of the community. When I poll people, when I look at social media, I should be making this video and Henry should be number 1. Agree or disagree? Stoichikoff. Wow. Got some versatility here as well. You could play him as an attacking mid, a winger, a striker. He's qualified in multiple positions without any sort of fall off. Doesn't need relief. The shooting, the dribbling, the passing, and even the strength, the body type. That's another reason he can play up front. All of this is class. I mean, the highest regards. Stoichikoff is the definition of being balanced offensively. I say that because you're not going to break up plays on the defensive end. The only downfall, the elephant in the room, he's got a 3-star weak foot. If you can get past that, everything else is a green light. And you're just going to go, go, go. Georgie Best with the mop top. Not that I can talk when I'm rocking this beanie, especially indoors. It's classic. It's vintage. Something that we've gotten accustomed to. Quick turning, being very capable of making these penetrating passes and getting into the final third. Quick feet, they always eat. And in some regards, I'd consider him a specialist in how he's able to find spaces where there's not space. And look for these moments, unlocking windows, being able to not only score goals, but also facilitate. I rate him. I'm pretty sure you rate him. I haven't heard anything but positive reviews when we're talking about Best. Garrincha, ooh, easily the number 1 stunner. If we're dealing with wingers, and you're talking to yours truly, this guy's got that top notch at the current stage of FIFA. I say that because we don't have every single icon yet. Quickness personified. And Garrincha with those skill moves, so expressive, so deceptive, and you add in the pace, and you just got this ultimate weapon offensively, and the price tag is hefty. But remember, this is not about what you're paying, this is about what you're receiving. Another mention, you see that passing. As a default, you have 92 passing, 94 dribbling, which makes the pace that much better because his footwork is unbelievable. You could make an argument for the best in the game. Definitely got to be in that top 5 category in that discussion. I'm just trying to cook a little bit. We're doing some chef work. And goal scoring, yep, it's happening. Technical dribbler, speed dribbler, flare, power free kick. Not sure the free kick really matters. It doesn't really come into play this year. A lot of us aren't hitting the direct free kicks. But the guy's touches are next level. That's the video. Those are my top 10. Did I leave off any names? What icons and heroes do we need to see added into future FIFA installments? And if you want more of this, like it, subscribe it, hit the bell, run it up. We upload daily. I appreciate all of you, and I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.